Hey guys, it's People11 of Finger Food, and let's talk about the new Abyssal expedition with Ainz and Albedo. Disclaimer, I'm going to be saying a lot of hero names in this video, and I'm going to be butchering the majority of them, so bear with that. In this one, you are spawning... It's going to be interesting. So, when we ran the beta, it did the same as last time, where it selected a random place for the first person to spawn, and then you spawned clockwise. However, this time, it's something new. You get to pick your side, so I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. You're going to want to start out with your best heroes. So whatever helps you clear campaign, whatever can help you clear teams the best, that's going to be where you start with. This is only going to be a team for a very short period of time. The main difference between this one will be the bosses. Require a little bit more coordination between your guild and a little bit more planning on your part. The last boss, it was just build celerity and run that all the way through. You might have that Source Aizold team do the most part. It's just all celerity. And so this time, you're actually going to get to choose which side you want to go on. So one side will have the mage, the other side will have the Dark Nemora. If you're on the Dark Nemora side, you're going to want to go with mage. And if you're on the other side with the mage, you're going to want to go ranger or celerity. Honestly though, you'll probably want to run celerity in the beginning for a little while anyways. Just because they clear the map so much better than anyone else. So all the stages, it'll be a lot quicker. The main discussion point will be which side you want to start on. So since everyone should have a celerity team, they have the most heroes, a lot of them are really good, that's going to be probably the most sought after side of the two, almost definitely. So, since you get to choose this time which side you want to be on, either the mage side or the celerity side, pretty much the early bird gets the celerity. However, I think it'll break down, it'll be more efficient to go based on strength and who's most active for you. So yeah, whoever is normally getting the better essence gain, whoever's kind of leading the pack, I would almost put them on the mage side because they're at a slight disadvantage just because of how good celerity heroes are and how easy it is to kind of progress with them. Flip side, mages kind of just die pretty easily. You're kind of focusing on relying on Chimera and Citrana to just kind of carry the tank portion of it, and then you're just hoping that everything else can dish out the damage. But for the most part, celerity should be easier to progress, so you would almost want to have your active players, the ones that are normally carrying, on the mage side, and it should even out a little bit better that way. We're looking at a teeter-totter here, so every attack you do, you want to even it out. So if you deal heavy damage to Ainz, you want to deal the same amount of damage to Albedo, and you just want to keep that as even as possible, because if you do what my guild did the first time and you just nuke Ainz completely, because we all ran celerity because that's what it used to be, that was the way to do it in the past. You nuke Albedo, or no, you nuke Ainz. Now Albedo has, in our case, 12 billion life, and she turns into this rage person, and then our now 200 mil hits are down to like 60 mil, and our 45, 50 mil hits without the twins are now down to like 9 mil. And so that extended that boss fight way too long. We got through it, and then we went on to do well against the second boss because most of our guys swapped over to mage after that point, realizing that that's what was needed to take out Albedo. So the second time we were pretty even. But anyways, this time at least they are adjusting it a little bit. So Ainz will have 20% more life. Albedo will have 20% less life. But it's still not going to be enough. You're still going to have to kind of coordinate and focus on being smart about it. In here, it's interesting because of how the bosses work. So one, Ainz resists mage and support, Albedo resists warrior and celerity, and then neither resists fortitude. So that's kind of where fortitude becomes pretty interesting. I think the best way to do it is to have everyone in there have a team or multiple teams that can deal heavy damage to both the bosses, so that everyone can kind of participate in evening out the health of the two bosses. Grezzel, Damon, you have twins, Screg, and Lorsan. So Screg you'd only want in there with furniture. Lorsan links the two bosses together. You can go mage because you have Lorsan in the team anyways, so if you have a good mage relic and just run around with mages, that might be good. Or you can go the celerity side and just help you get through it quicker. But honestly, for fortitude, you need to have Grezzel and Damon up. Isolde, Saurus, Twins, Warwick, Rowan. Focus on Saurus SI 30, Isolde Furniture 3 out of 9, and then the rest of it is just whatever you have, really. I would probably suggest going a mage secondary because this team really focuses on killing Ainz. The team that goes the celerity side, they can run mage secondaries, and then the team that runs mage side, they can go celerity secondary. The key heroes that you're going to be wanting to look at: celerity for taking tiles, Kelther, Theowen, Ezio, Nakamura, Kaz. All of them have really great survivability. They can pretty much solo teams that you wouldn't think they can, just because their dodge gets so crazy near the end. Celerity heroes for boss damage, you're looking at Drez. Specifically, the defense down is huge. And then also, he's just kind of a madman and does a lot of damage himself. Iron, of course, the windmill, and if you can get both bosses in that, it's not going to do a ton to Albedo, but everything helps. Theowen again, and then you can use your Leica for the haste boost. Mage hero Ainz. Ainz does heavy damage, so if you can boost him, you're doing really good. Belinda, especially if you can get both of them in her ult range. Sophia, a little bit easier getting ult range, but same thing. And then Shamira, kind of as your tank slash, pretty good at damage dealing. And then your Lorsan, he'll support you with the link also, so that's helpful. Your support heroes, and you will want support. Twins are almost 100% essential in this. I think almost every single 100 mil composition to get prints required twins. We had a couple guys that got the 100 mil without the twins, but it was tough. And then your Rowan and your Rosaline can both kind of boost specific heroes, and then your Tailing can do some good damage and some good heals also. So for essence gain, right off the bat, you're going to want to take as many tiles as you can. Don't even worry about going for the heavier tiles if you're going to be wasting too much food on them. Just take the blink tiles, get as many as you can, get that essence gain up as fast as you can, and maybe try to work on bridging to some teammates while you do that. As you progress, you're going to want to look to swap it out plus 2 tiers every time you drop one. And you want to kind of make it so that when you can, say, take a village 3, you no longer have any more village 1s. So you can still have your village 2s, but you try to convert all your blank tiles or village 1s up to village 3s. I mean, if you're still working on bridging, you'll want to keep those blank tiles to help everyone out. It'll save food for the entire group that way. But you wouldn't want village 1s, you would want them all converted to village 3s just to keep that essence up. Since this mode is kind of requiring you to have multiple hero types, relics up, you're going to want to keep that essence gain up as high as you can the entire way through. I know if you kind of end at about 9,000 essence gain for the last week, you'll be able to get 2 full relics, but here we're probably looking for 2 full relics and then a level 5 support. At least level 5 support. If you are a top end player, you'll want to focus celerity first, and then if you're on the mage side, you can still focus celerity. Bring your mages with you, and then work on that relic once you can take over T2s, town 2s, or city 1s. Those are kind of the most efficient for essence per food gain anyways. That's what you're going to want your bulk of your settlements in. And from there, you should be able to get a decent enough relic to really put some damage on the second to last boss. So new feature in this mode is that the second and the third bosses will have life share. So once you take it out from one side, it automatically does 50% damage to the other side. We tested it. It doesn't only drop it to 50%. If you already had it down a couple percent, it'll drop it. Let's say you had it down to 85. It'll now drop it down to 35 on the other side. So have the other side stop attacking at 50% to save up that food. And then maybe they can rush to the next boss, deal damage, and take that one out before the other side for you, and then you guys can save the food. However it works. If you are a weaker player in this is one of your first Abyssal expeditions, maybe you did the last time during the beta, or maybe this is your first one. There's quite a few tips and tricks, and so I'm either going to have to put together a separate video for that, or if you look those up, they'll be very helpful for you. Stuff like pausing and canceling a fight mid-battle will save you the 12 food. It'll cost you 1 food per hero instead of all 12 if you were to lose it. So run it off of 4 times, just do it on normal speed, and just be quick to pause and cancel if needed. Other stuff like that. There's a lot of helpful tricks to just kind of save yourself. You will want to run your best heroes first, and then shift to whichever hero type you have most of. So if it is celerity, because there's the most of them, that's a good one. Or if you have most mages, or if you have most warriors. The strength of them isn't as important. If you can fill 2 full teams of one, it'll be a lot better than having ascended heroes of another, but only having like 6 or 7 heroes. So if you can get 10, that's optimum, because that's a lot of these territories will have 2 full teams, and they'll be very difficult to take out if you don't have at least 10 heroes of the same hero type. Tips to help you out with your boss damage. So it is going to be extremely difficult to hit that 100 mil if you don't have twins and Drez and Cecilia. So twins, huge buff to haste how fast your heroes attack. It's very critical here that you have the twins. Very few boss compositions don't have twins. However, you can pull it off if you have Cecilia, which drops the damage of the bosses about 60% when they're inside of her circle, the ring. So if you can get that ring aura up twice, Cecilia needs like 5.3 relic, level 5 with 3 relics, I think, to really survive, or you have to focus on team bonuses to get that extra defense. However, Cecilia will be huge for dropping the boss's attack so that your guys can survive a little bit longer, dish out some more damage. Drez is super helpful because he will drop the defense of the enemy heroes so that you can just deal more damage. I think he focuses on Ainz, so it will be more helpful to have celerity team with Drez. And then Ainz, if you have Ainz yourself, the nukes are huge. He does huge damage. If you can get a Rowan in there, a Rosa in there to help buff him, if you don't have the twins, you potentially can make it that way. It's still a little bit of a struggle. Some more tips. if you're watching Belinda, you're running mage, and you're watching Belinda and she's only hitting one hero, if you can get a hero in that front bottom position that doesn't move, that can survive Albedo's attacks initially, Belinda can hit both bosses from that position, and same with Sophia. So that's kind of what you need. Other things, level 5 support gives a attack boost to the hero above it, and a defense boost directly above it in the initial formation. So you can get 2 heroes in there, or potentially 3 if you have 2 supports on the back bottom positions. So that's always good. And then, however, with Rowan, you'll need probably like a 5.2 relic to survive Albedo in the beginning, at least. And then other things to consider if you're really struggling, we had one guy who was able to throw in a Saurus. Saurus himself doesn't do much damage on a level 5 relic. However, if you look at your library and your Elder Tree, you will see that the Warrior branch of the tree, the level 5 boost, this is important. At least get this to level 5 and throw Saurus in there, because then whatever boss it attacks will receive 15% more damage for 3 seconds. And I mean, he's going to keep on attacking, so that's going to stay there. It won't stack, but it'll sit at 15% more damage as long as he's alive. And this was enough to boost him from his like 75 mil damage runs to that 100 mil. And he didn't have Drez or Twins. He was running Cecilia. We had another guy running Mage, didn't have Cecilia, Drez, or Twins, and we could not get him there, unfortunately. He was hitting like 80 mil tops, even with Ainz dropping nukes. So, yeah, Twins are the most critical. And you only really need to use the Twins for boss attacks, so go ahead and get them in there and just generate food with them. We run live streams of this on Twitch, so if you're interested in catching one of our infrequent streams, you can go ahead and follow my account, OCPeople11, and I'll put the link into the description. I don't know what that means, but I'll put the link in the description. And you can join us and chat with us when we do that, normally around Abyssal Expedition times, beginning and end. And other than that, thank you for watching, and good luck to you and your guild. I think it's live.
Yeah.
Or not. It just like said it was gonna do something, and then
Live
here we go. Here we go. I hope that's forever. Oh, double clouds. Oh, clouds are back. Clouds are leaving.
Oh, we broke it.
Is this happening to everyone, or is this just me?
Dude, what?
I'm getting a message from Ainz. I'm the Lord of the Great Tomb of Nazareth.
Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Come on, clouds.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the trial.
I would like to join the trial.
He has split our
What
militia
happened?
in two.
Oh, hey.
Wait, how come I can't attack anything?
Where are we headed? I can't even see anything yet. I still have clouds.
I can't
Okay,
even...
man.
I got to the chat. All that opened up was the chat.